Today I'm going to be teaching you a series of tools and techniques that are specifically from Thai massage. In fact, today's lesson is from one of my videos, my tutorial videos, that is directly on my online training program for Thai massage training for beginners. So I'm going to cut away to that in a minute. But before I do, I want to talk a little bit about why I'm teaching this today and why it's important and how you're going to use it. So today I'm going to be teaching these series of techniques of pressure using different degrees of pressure, from the very lightest pressure all the way to the very deepest pressure that I can get. And this is so valuable to you because you're going to be able to use these techniques and move up and down through these pressures in order to use the right tool for the right client and the right area of the body. I use this series through in my practice, in my treatments, and what it does for me is make sure that I'm not using up too much of my energy. So I always am using the right tool to work on the client that I'm working on to get the right kind of pressure. So I'm never in a place where I'm struggling to add more pressure, or that I'm shaking, or that my joints are, I'm putting a lot of pressure on them, or I'm using too much muscle to do the work. I need to be able to sustain in my practice of doing traditional Thai massage, because a traditional Thai massage is at least 90 minutes, but is often 2 hours or even longer. And so I need to be able to do that without fatiguing and without putting too much strain or taking away too much of my own energy. So I'm always using this spectrum of pressure in order to use the right tool and to not use up too much energy. So I'm going to cut away in just a second and show you that video. But for the exercise, I want you to practice this pressure spectrum. You're going to try to practice in the same areas that I am working in the video. That'll help you kind of follow along. And I would highly recommend making sure that if you haven't used them up until this point, but I have worksheets that are attached to each of the emails for these tutorials, I would highly recommend printing out this worksheet because it actually has images and places for you to put your notes. That'll make it a lot easier for you to remember what you're supposed to be practicing once we're done with the lesson. So definitely hop on over and print out that worksheet before we move into the demonstration portion of this video. You're going to practice all of these different pressures on your person today. It should take you about 10-15 minutes to complete. It may take a little bit longer if you're going a little bit slower and you're practicing a little bit more if you're trying it in a couple of different ways or a couple of different areas. That's fine. I encourage you to do that. But just be aware that you need about 10 to 15 minutes with your practice partner today. So good luck with the practice, and I will see you tomorrow. In this lesson, we'll be exploring techniques that are used in Thai massage. You will see all of these techniques being performed in the classic Thai massage routine that we're going to be practicing, but I wanted to pull them out and give you a chance to work with each technique individually. The first and lightest technique is called a finger circle. To perform a finger circle, we place our fingers directly into the tissue, making sure to keep our joints straight so our fingers are straight and our wrist is straight. And we're going to mobilize the tissue 3 times in a circle, one direction and then the other. The next and slightly deeper technique is a thumb circle. With the thumb circle, we're going to place our thumb directly down into the tissue and anchor it, keeping our thumb joint straight. We're going to rotate it 3 times in both directions. Then we have a palm circle. To perform a palm circle, we're going to place our palm directly down, anchoring the tissue and rotating the tissue 3 times one direction and 3 times the other, using firm pressure and making sure that we're keeping our elbows nice and straight. With the next set of techniques, we will be starting with the finger press. A finger press is performed by placing the tips of the fingers directly down into the tissue and pressing directly in. The thumb press. To perform a thumb press, we will place our thumb directly down into the tissue, keeping our joints straight and our wrists straight. We will push directly down into the tissue. We can also do this by stabilizing with our other thumb. This is called a braced thumb technique. We're going to put one thumb over the other thumb and press directly down. A palm press is performed by placing the hand onto the tissue and then pressing down all the way through the entire hand, including the fingers. We can also do a braced press using two hands, one on top of the other. And then we can also do a palm press with a thumb underneath to create even more pressure. A forearm press is performed by placing the forearm directly down into the tissue. You're going to want to do this with a bent elbow and your palm face down. You're going to lean directly into the tissue. An elbow press is performed by bending the elbow all of the way and placing the elbow directly down into the tissue and then extending the elbow to release. You're going to lean in, press, and then release. Lean in, press, and then release. When practicing the knee press, we're going to make sure that our client is face down, so we're going to use the feet. To knee press, I'm going to place my knee directly down into the ball of the foot, up to the arch. I can press straight down with my entire weight. You want to make sure that you support yourself so you have balance, so use either the back of the client's ankles or you can place your hand on the floor. We're also going to do a foot press in the same area in our client's feet. We're going to turn so we're facing away from our client. We're going to step across their foot with ours. So you're using the inside of your arch of your foot with theirs. With the heel press, we're going to place our heel directly down into the foot, pointing our toes up towards our head. So we're keeping our toes up off the mat. We're going to press down into the foot with our heel, staying just in the arch of the foot. Next is the forearm roll. We're going to do this in the hamstring, so the back of the leg. We're going to place our forearm, same as we do a forearm press. We're going to place it down, palm down, and then we're going to roll until we're palm up. And that is a forearm roll. The next technique is a Tai Fist. We're going to make a loose fist with our palm and gently tap the area that we're working on. Make sure that your wrist is nice and loose. And then the last, probably most well-known technique is called the Tai Chop. We're going to place our fingers of our palms together, nice and open, and we're going to tap them into our client. Make sure your elbows are out nice and wide. And the last technique that I want to cover is a walking palm press. We're going to be using this technique throughout the Thai massage in different areas of the body. How we perform a walking palm press: we place our hands down and press through all the way through our palms, and then we rock to the other side and press through the other hand. And we're going to walk up and down different areas of the body.